Access gentleman, Dean Alejandro. I'm trying to understand why. I know that everything happens for a reason, but I'm basically trying to understand why I've had such a crap fest the past like week. So basically, what has happened is within the span of like 24 or 48 hours, I found out that I lost my vacation time for my wedding, and that basically my insurance charged me completely wrong for my surgery. So two completely different things that got really messed up and were completely out of my control. So let's go ahead and I'll just dive right into both of them. And this is exactly why I don't tell people my surgeon or anything, because I told one person who my surgeon was, and like I woke up and they called me and were like, hey, by the way, your insurance is basically charging $12,000 instead of the original $6,000, and they coded it wrong. There's nothing that we can do. You need to talk to your insurance company. And that was a really difficult thing because I'm already a month basically post-op now, and what am I really supposed to do, because I paid everything prior to surgery. The doctor's office said that there was nothing that they could do. I had to reach out to my insurance company, which I did. It's this whole mess that happened over basically changing my name. So what had happened was, when I changed my name in January, it took them a while to verify my identity. Well, once that happened, and then I changed my name through basically my paperwork through the marketplace for healthcare, they had problems verifying my identity and a lot of other things. So when that happened, I lost my tax credit for my insurance. So instead of my insurance basically being about $25 per month, my insurance was $365 for the month of June. Coincidentally enough, was the month I was also scheduled to have surgery. Mind you, by this point in time, I had already done, my consultations. I had planned everything with top surgery based off the current insurance that I had with the marketplace, the exact same plan that I have. That way I knew it would be covered under surgery, right? So basically what had happened was, because they couldn't verify my identity, I lost my tax credit. I told them everything. I gave them all the paperwork. It was just this whole waiting game process of trying to figure everything out. Make a long story short, I had to pay the full amount without the tax credit, so I had to pay the $365 for the month of June. That way I could still ensure that I had that same policy to get top surgery covered later that month. So I did. I made sure I did it over the phone. I did it with a representative to make sure it was going to be the same exact plan. Well, I wake up, yesterday or whenever it was, and they tell me, psych, it wasn't the same plan. Sorry, there's nothing that we can do. And by the way, not only was your insurance through this plan, like the procedure, not covered, but you have to pay 50% instead of 25%. And like, there's all these other rules. So it was a mess. I was on the phone for about 4 hours trying to figure out everything. And basically, I had to go ahead and I filed an appeal for the $365 to make sure to let them know, hey, you guys messed up, which they've even said that they did. It was just, a paper error. And I, of course, wanted to get the money back, but now there's other things that we have to figure out. So it's kind of this messy game of figuring everything out. And they told me that I guess everything's going to be taken care of, because the appeal is supposedly, basically, it was all like, even though it was the same plan, because I didn't have the tax credit for the month of June, it changed the plan, if that makes sense. Like, there's point A, 1A and 1B, like 1A would be with the tax credit, 1B would be without it, and they just have different stipulations per each. So because technically I didn't have my tax credit, it gave me a completely different insurance after the fact. So that was really fun to figure out all that, especially because I had to take a loan out and I had to do a lot of other things to make sure that I paid for surgery and all the things to recover. And then I found that out and I was like, holy crap, okay. So that was definitely fun to wake up to. That happened like the morning after I told a couple of people about who my surgeon was and other things. And you know what? I'm just not even going to, because that happened. And I also found out this past week, not only did I have a really difficult time with getting paperwork and between my doctors and my job and figuring it out, which it almost cost me my job, but more importantly, it almost cost me my wedding, because basically I enrolled in leave with my job through HR, and they told me that it wasn't going to use any of my vacation time, which is reserved for my wedding and when I'm going to be out of the country. I had an email from HR stating that they weren't going to take any of my vacation time because of the wedding. It was like this big thing because I've had problems with getting the time off in the past. So then, like, a couple days ago, they're like, hey, by the way, we used that vacation time. So sorry. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, they're like, sorry, there's nothing we can do. So that was also fun because that is like my whole vacation time, meaning my wedding and honeymoon, and I won't even be in the country. So that was also really basically the icing on the cake. I've been dealing with post-op depression. I've been dealing with a lot of other things, wanting to get back to normal. And those two things have been, really bringing me down, I guess. I don't know. But I wanted to go ahead and check in and let you know that's what's been going on, because crap happens. It's all out of my control. There's basically nothing I can do about it. And at this point in time, it's already been a month has passed. So it's now back to the waiting game and figuring everything else out, and kind of just me sitting here like, I hope everything works out, because it's all out of my control. But I hope that everyone has a great day. I hope that you like this video. Not that I'm going through this shitty time, but that, just be aware that anything can happen. Make sure you always have a paper trail, because you never know. Other than that, see you later.